The second workshop in Morocco, it's an editing workshop. So selecting pictures and ordering them, which is one of the hardest in the process. And all of us are excited.
Guaranteed, some of your subjects are just going to disappear, or halfway through it they're going to have a change of heart. They're just going to say, no thanks, see you later, goodbye, I'm out. And then you're left there standing, now what? So if you've got an issue, if you have a problem, a few of them, we'll write it down, and then we'll see when we go through all 11 of you some of the common issues, and we can talk about some of these issues and how to resolve them.
And I didn't know these problems until
Most of us face the same issues, like lack of time, people when you just agree with them on everything, on your subject, I mean, and then suddenly they say no. So you need to find another solution. So when you see all the problems on one board, you see that, oh, that's not only me, it's Omnia, it's Muhammad, it's everyone faced a problem. So for me, I tried with my first story, but at some point I discovered that it's impossible. We finished in Tunis, the first workshop, and everyone was going to his home country to report change. We went back and things started to be really violent in Egypt. I never experienced this brutality before, seeing a lot of blood and smelling blood and people crying and yelling and screaming. I can still hear them till now. And I couldn't neglect what's happening and just go for a positive story. I won't be a normal person if I did this. The second workshop was supposed to be in Egypt, but because of the events, it couldn't be possible. It's impossible. And suddenly we knew that it would be Morocco, and I was like, oh, this is so good. I need to get out of the country. So I have some time to just sleep, clear my mind, focus on doing a good story, and trying to have some time for myself. It's not selfishness, but I need this in order to come back and do something for the people. I have a very strong weapon. I'm a photographer, I have my camera, and I can do good stories in order to help other people get out of this horrible state of mind, let's say. I'm glad that I sent Don, telling him this and sending him pictures, and he was like, you have to use this negative energy to do something positive with it. So I thought of another story immediately, and I worked on it, and it worked.
A story, you really have to plan it. You really have to think, and then the problems you're facing have to be related to the story you decided.
We were divided into 3 groups, and each group did a story out of 100 pictures. They have to pick 10 and do a story. But everyone saw it from a totally different perspective. We didn't know the background of what's happening in the pictures. No, we put this here. No, we put this here. So, yeah, I think this editing exercise will make me think more and try to do the unexpected.
One thing that I liked when you first started, even before you presented, is that you kind of had a very solid understanding about what the story was.
And then the refugees came to this area, and the story of the refugees, they're here, and then suddenly they reappear here.
The climax is immediate. In this case, the climax is later on. But those are also ways to think about your sequencing, your editing. What do you want to reveal and how do you want to reveal it and when do you want to reveal it?
After doing the photo exercise, the editing exercise, we had this one-on-one. Each one sat with Don and showed him the pictures, and Magda also. He started ordering pictures with me, and he was like, that's what I was waiting for. I like this, pick this and this and this. My story is about Sufi dancers and the whirling dervishes, and I wanted to do something more conceptual about how do those dervishes reach this state of trance and what's in their minds.
I don't know if it's this one, but let's just use it for now. So let's see it again. 1, 2, 3. So the next phase now is to kind of just, I think for you to kind of think about the story, and so I need to help you. So you got to be a little bit.
It's very hard to decide on. Okay, I'll get rid of this, and but I love this picture, but it's not fitting in this story, so I have to get rid of it. I have a point of view, and I fight for it. But if I'm willing to be convinced.
Pick the ones that you like. Click, 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 click. Yes, yes, no, 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 no. Yes, no, yes, yes, no, no, no. It's got to be a pure, visceral reaction. Just look at it and hit yes or no. Trying to pull out things that move me, and then we go back and we fine tune that, and then we go back, so we just chip away at it slowly, 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 slowly.
And I'm listening from my colleagues also, and I asking them, and I showed them the pictures, and like till now, all of them understood the idea without even saying anything. Strong photo stories can be understood without text. So if I manage to do this, then I have a successful one.
Friday is your final presentation, so you have to get up, just like I'm standing here, present your work. So you need to have an idea of what your story is about, and we talked about this back in Tunisia. It means writing something down, 300, 400 words, right? So start thinking about it now. Do it tonight. Thursday is a day for fine-tuning things, so that's another opportunity to start writing. Get your titles, start thinking of that, and then think about how you want to present, what you want to say, and how you're going to make that presentation happen. We're still in the editing phase here. We haven't even really begun the editing phase here. That's way too no Photoshop.
And no cropping.
The level of photography is brilliant, and the stories and it's all different. Very cool to see how people think in my group and transforming what they thought of into pictures.
I'm just going to look for kind of duplicates. For instance, like this. Like this. I think that one. So now we're going to get rid of it. Okay? I'm trying to discover what the story is. I'm trying to find some of the good photos. I'm trying to find photographs that potentially could relate to each other further down. Building relationships photographically. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. I'm trying to make a story.
My story is divided into 2 parts. First part is the show of the whirling dervishes. The other part, which is more interesting, is what they feel and what's in their mind, which is pure landscapes, like waterscapes, sky, mountains.
And now we're going to make some cuts, because there's 69.
Yeah, the one I wanted it to be there was a group of dervishes. Before they go on the stage with musicians also, they put their hands over each other and they say some verses from Quran. And
this is part of the thing of being a photographer, is having to snip. It's terrible. I know. Trust me. I go through it all the time.
Yes, this is the hard part, to just remove your pictures and choose only 20 from 200 pictures. I'm trying to convince him, and he's convincing me. So it worked for me at some points, and I was convinced by his point of view at some points. So we reached like a good deal, let's say.
Good. Keep that up, because tomorrow we'll have to get rid of 41 photographs.
Tomorrow I'm really excited to see the prints because it's different from seeing a slideshow on the computer. While you have prints, you put them all together so you can all see them and remove and put. So it's getting more serious now.
Tomorrow with the prints, then we're gonna finalize it. We're gonna get it down to 20 maximum. Like, I don't mind that actually. It's sort of like
Hangover.
sort of like the moment of.
So each one of us had time on the schedule, and each one just spread his pictures all over the table.
This is the hangover. Next day.
The aim of the day was to take decisions. Don't think. When Magda was editing, all the participants were watching her while she's working, and then the same was done.
So the title of my story is My Terrible Child. C'est sur les mères célibataires au Maroc.
About single mothers in Morocco. It's here about the child. Or something where we don't see the child. Yeah, it's going to be a tighter.
Yeah.
We won't do like 20 photos. It's going to be.
Énigme aussi. Il y a des familles. Donc, au premier lieu, j'ai rencontré mon fixeur pour voir les informations.
This one is in color, but you know, these actually put together.
You've done well.
No, it was one of the most difficult stories, and really a kind of a.
This idea of sharing and trying to tell a story from totally different point of views and learning why do they put this here and this here and why not this and this, so you can see a different perspective, and this is what I really learned.
Ahmed has a bit of a different take on his story, so explain away. And your title.
At some point I felt that my story is not about like daily life, it's more conceptual. So yesterday I liked my pictures, today I just don't want them in the story. I really want to avoid suddenly all the daily life pictures. I want it very spiritual.
How I was thinking of starting it, and nobody's going to fight me on this because I'm going to stick to it, is I want to start here because I like the man and I like the picture, and it is this notion like drops of water. Here's our drops of water. Here's our turmoil. I think it's a nice bit of a transition. And as we're going on as a dervish, we want to get to this plane, which is transcendence. Because why does daily life have to be about going to buy bread every day?
No,
We're going to bed
I
every
agree,
day.
but here, you know,
I like it.
I know, but this is your.
What?
Should I take one from the sea?
I'm just curious as to Magda's.
Magda is used to see thousands of pictures every day. She's a photo editor, that's her work. So she doesn't have time to see and know this and take time. No, she's to take decisions. Don is a photographer. When they tried to do something together in the beginning, it was a mini clash, but they managed to do it in the end. Not looking on good pictures, but on having a good story. It might include normal pictures, but they are important for the story.
It's like we go back and forth like in a dream, Ahmed. It's like, you know, you go and you land a little
That is
bit,
the circle
and
for
you go and you land
I
a
really
little
like the whole thing, but this is, for me,
we
it's
fall
totally out of place.
we fall a little bit there.
دي أحلى دي حلوة جدا.
ممكن
No, we don't see his face at all. We don't recognize him from the.
Because the face here, like the
Yeah,
face there.
exactly.
Try to transform me, the viewer, us, the viewer, into a different reality, into somebody else's story. And I think you've done that in a very smart way. I like it. And a beautiful way.
I really liked the editing and the order, and the final edit described what I really wanted to tell.
So this is how it goes. So Arslan, you're with Magda at 2 o'clock. Ahmed, you're with me at 2 o'clock when we start. So your files will have to be already photoshopped to your heart's content, sized, done by this time. Presentation. What kind of presentation? Well, no, you're not doing this. You will get up in front of our esteemed guests and each other, and you'll present your project.
We started writing the introduction of our stories and preparing the stories to be presented tomorrow. So everyone is preparing for his final presentation. We've been working for 3 months.
Même de là à là, moi je suis pas emballée.
Mais en fait, lui, c'est parce que c'est, disons, le mot de la fin à votre santé. Il était à la 9, juste après ça. Et comme moi j'ai changé, j'ai pris.
And I just made 3 slides, but I'll show you how it's easy. So what I always do.
"16 to 20 pictures, introduction, captions, have 10 minutes each,
Yeah, which is
and we're done."
So it totally makes sense. Yeah? Okay. Yep.
Like, I'm tired, but I'm feeling calm. So it fits the theme that I'm doing. You're not seeing pictures after each other like the printed ones. No, it's layers and layers and layers after each other with some information that adds to the story. Yes, this workshop changed my perspective. Now I'll be back to Egypt and I'll try to show this story and publish it. There's a lot of untold stories, especially after the Arab Spring. All the world is focusing on North Africa and all the uprisings and revolution that happened. So it's time for local photographers to spread the word and take pictures and tell stories from their home countries. I don't know when are we going to meet again, all of us. But the good thing is we will meet through our pictures. So we'll be working on stories and I'm sure that we'll be in contact through our pictures.